Hey guys, this is a quick video about the raid testing of the 9.2 raid. This is the Skolex boss, the big worm in the ground in the desert. This was an absolute mess. Let's not pretend that it wasn't, because it was. I was on my paladin, so melee class. This is not a melee friendly fight at all. People are probably going to be just stacking ranged classes for this one, because it's very, very messy. Very confusing mechanics, at least for me. I was so confused. The first thing is players need to be spaced apart. Do not be near anybody else. You'll cause damage to anyone that has stood by you, basically. You get a stack of this thing called ephemera dust. I'm not sure how that's pronounced, whatever. So that basically stacks on you every time you're taking this damage. It's a constant dot. Every 1.5 seconds you'll be taking damage, so you want to try and avoid this as much as possible. People will get stacks, of course, and in order to remove too many stacks, everyone has to stack together to trigger the boss ability called Unending Hunger, which will basically remove all the stacks off everyone who's stood there, ready for him to burrow down into the ground. But the downside to clearing your stacks like that is that the boss will get a buff, and that will increase his damage by 10%, and that stacks as well. So you want to try and work out at how many stacks you want to be clearing the stacks, as well as worrying about not standing near anybody else the rest of the fight. The boss also casts a very nasty spit function called Retch, which is very easy to see. You have plenty of time to move out of the way, so just get out of it as soon as he's casting that. If you get hit by it, you will take damage, and it also teleports you twice to random locations. I didn't have that happen to me. I should have, to see what happens, but I didn't. The tanks are being hit by a spell called Wormhole Jaws. Make sure your 2 tanks are stood together. If not, the boss is going to hit whoever else is within 10 yards range, the one that's being hit. So that's something to look out for, definitely. Every time the boss hits 100 energy, he's going to be casting either Riftmaw or Rend or both. You want to move out of the way of the Rend, because that causes a hell of a lot of damage and puts a bleed on you. You probably die if you get hit. And the other one, Riftmaw, it hits the furthest 3 players. So this is where you're going to have to work out who's going to alternate from being the furthest people. So definitely we'll need ranged, definitely. At least 6 ranged people in the group for sure. And the 3 furthest players, they need to be at least 10 yards away from other players, because they will also get hit if they are within 10 yards. The really annoying one, Devouring Blood, shows up on the ground as like blue swirls. As soon as you see that coming, you want to get out of the way, because if that hits you, it puts a debuff on you as well, which reduces haste by 20%. That can be dispelled, but if everyone in the group's getting it, there's not going to be enough dispels to go around. So just try and dodge it as best you can. And one other ability is called Destroy, where the boss will basically just spit at any random player if there's no other player within its melee range. So, for example, we were just stood there waiting to pull again, and someone aggroed the boss. He starts shooting out these big balls of destruction that just one-shots you. It's a bit mad, but just make sure there's always someone in his melee range to stop that from happening. So this is definitely a boss that you will need some kind of a strategy for. You can't just go in there and tank and spank, as we used to say back in the old days. So yeah, I'll look forward to this one as well, although not as much as the other one. This one seems a little bit more wild, actually, now I think about it. We'll see what happens. Thanks for watching this video. I hope it was helpful in some way. If you have any questions or feedback, please leave a comment, and be sure to subscribe for more videos. All my links are in the description below. Bye!